let's jump into buyers. This is the first video of buyers. There's two different videos for buyers. This one's going to jump into where do we find buyers and then what do we do with them initially. So let's talk about free opportunities to find buyers. Open houses and door knocking around the open houses. Your database, people who know you, like you, trust you. Social media, doing tips, credit tips, down payment assistance videos, showcasing houses on your social media. Yes, some of this kind of bleeds into your telling your database, and that's where some business will come from. But some of these videos will get shared, and strangers, if you're using TikTok or Instagram Reels, other people beyond your database can see these, um, follow you, like you, and decide to work with you. So very, very, um, I think a really important way to develop your social media pillar is diving deep, especially as a new agent, on different videos that attract buyers. So I would focus on that. Door knocking in general, so not just around an open house, but door knocking perhaps around a company new listing or a company sold listing, can get you more opportunities. Circle prospecting. So circle prospecting is like door knocking, but on the telephone. Sometimes they call it circle dialing. You will circle dial or circle prospect around an event, an open house, just listed, a just sold, talking to people. All of these are about talking to people. Word of mouth, referrals, blogging. You can do a whole page on your website with blogs dedicated to buyers. If you're going to blog, I would vlog. So I would do video and then I would transfer the video into blogs. Networking, formal networking with different vendors. You could create your own little networking group or you can join professional groups. There's amazing opportunities out there for networking. I was part of BNI when I was doing real estate. Business Networking International. You paid money, you go weekly, but I was part of a group of about 40 professionals, and all we did is pass each other business. It was a great, great group. Renters will become buyers. Home buyer workshops. I love first time home buyer seminars or how to buy new construction, that kind of thing. Paid resources. So internet leads is your number one lead source that's paid, whether the company pays for those leads, like our gold leads, or you do OpCity and pay a referral fee. There's also Zillow and Realtor.com. Those are both very good paid lead sources. You're going to be paying though about 100 to 200 bucks a lead on those. You can also do Google AdWords or Facebook leads. There's a million different ways to do internet leads. Direct mail. So if you want buyers, direct mail, maybe you're mailing to renters or you're mailing to first time home buyer kind of communities and advertising move ups. Farming is a great way to get buyers. Paid ads. I don't recommend any of these paid ad sources. Paid ads for agents is really hard to pay off. It's great at brand recognition, but I don't believe in spending the money on those. Let's talk about internet leads for a minute because I believe internet leads are kind of the thing right now. A lot of agents are spending money on internet leads to have a chance to get in front of the lead before the lead goes to an open house and gets taken by another agent. So this is the best way to get in front of a lead early on in the buying cycle. Again, a normal internet lead could cost anywhere from $1 to $30 a lead or more. Those, like I said, Realtor.com and Zillow are about 100 to 200 a lead, depending on the zip code you're buying them in. But there's great opportunity in internet leads. If you do want to do internet leads, I would start out with Obsidian Gold Leads. Just email Carlin at ROG Prosper and ask for the contracts to get signed up. Go through those trainings. Once you're good at those, you can add in Gold Leads, you could add $200 a month in your own spend to get more internet leads. I would do that first before I look at spending money on Zillow or Realtor.com or Zerple or anything else. Internet leads are a numbers game, so it's really important you understand the numbers. Most agents will work a couple leads and say, oh, they're not calling me back. No one's answering the phone. Internet leads suck and they stop working them. Well, the average internet lead is going to take 8 to 13 attempts before you get them on the phone. And then it's going to take another 3 to 6 months of staying in touch with them every 2 to 3 weeks until they're ready to buy. If you are in it for the long haul, you can make really good money at internet leads. Internet leads is a total science. And if you like numbers and you're good at science, then you can do this. You don't have to be good at science. That's really funny. I said that. But if you like numbers, then learn this science behind the math and you can be really good at this. So out of 100 leads, we're looking to close the 6 to 10 for Realtor.com leads, the 3 in Google AdWords, and the 1 to 2 in Facebook leads. So you're working a lot of leads to find that business. But again, it's there. It's there for the taking. Are you the one that's going to learn the skills and be willing to get the business? If you are, you can be very, very successful. If I have agents who ask me, like, if I were to relocate my business and do real estate again, what would I do? The first thing I would do is buy up all the Realtor.com and Zillow leads I can, and then spend some money on Google AdWords beyond that. Chad's team, the You Can Realty Group team, they spend money on Realtor.com leads to convert. They work really well. Buying a home, let's jump into the process. So your job is to find the lead. We're not going to do that for you. We'll give you opportunities, but you've got to find the lead, ask them the questions. Finding the lead is that conversation. Everything boils down to a conversation, right? So all those lead opportunities I was just talking about is just finding ways for you to have conversations with people about real estate, to find the people who are thinking of buying in the next 12 months. Then we're going to ask them questions and make sure that they are not committed to working with an agent. We're not going to ask them if they're working with an agent. We're going to say, are you committed to an agent? If the answer is no, I'm not committed, then game on. We're going to try and close them for an appointment. That's called a buyer consultation. At the buyer consultation, we're going to get them to commit to working with us with a buyer representation agreement. We'll also have them sign the IABS. At that end of that appointment, we're going to put them on an MLS search and have them start hunting. Once they find homes they like, we're going to go show them the homes. Once they find one in person that they like and say, yep, this is it, we'll write the offer, we'll negotiate it, we'll go under contract. We'll do our due diligence, meaning in the option period, we're going to make sure we do a home inspection. The home inspection may turn into an HVAC inspection, or maybe the septic's got issues and needs additional, information. Or maybe we didn't know it was on a well and now we got to go dig up the well. Or not dig up the well, but look into the well. Or a roof. Maybe the roof needs work, and so we got to get a roofer out there. That due diligence period is figure all that stuff out. Once we're through our option period, the lender and the title company are going to do their due diligence. The lender's due diligence is the appraisal. The title's due diligence is pulling the history and the chain of title, it's called, the deed, and coming back to us with a title commitment. Once everyone's done their due diligence and the lender's approved your buyer, then we're going to attend a closing. And that's it. And that sounds so simple, doesn't it? I love it. Okay, I think that's the end of that one. Yep, we're not going to talk about getting under contract on this one. So let's jump into MLS and putting a buyer on an MLS search. So this is my matrix in ABOR. This is my home screen. When I go to search residential right here, I can look up active listings. I can search by a map, or maybe a city or a zip code or an area or a subdivision. There's a million ways I can search. Let's say somebody wants to live in the Johnson School District tenant zone. They need at least 2,400 square feet. They'd love to be on some land. And that's about it. So let's say those are all my parameters. I'm going to go to my results and I'm going to go, yep, that looks like that's what they're wanting to see. Quite the price range, right? But we've got massive amounts of land. So let's say, oh, they're not going to go over $1 million. So then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do $1 million or less. Let me add another 0 in there, or we're not going to get any listings. And now we have 4 searches, 4 listings. If I select all and go down to save and then do new auto email, that's going to allow me to put them on a search. That's going to email them the minute something comes available. So I will need to add or create a new contact, and I'm going to put in their name and email here. I'm not going to do it right now, but you'll have to put in their name and email. If it's husband and wife, you can put Fred and Joan in first name and then Smith in last, and then put both their email addresses here. Hit save. That's going to populate them here. I would, in the beginning, BCC yourself on the emails, but as you start getting busier, you may want to stop doing that. The subject line, I'm going to put the parameters of my search always. So I'm going to say Johnson Zone under 1 million, over 2,400 square feet, and on at least a half acre, 0.5 acre or more. Why am I doing it that way? Because maybe a buyer is going to look at two different subdivisions or two different areas, or they like this one, but they also want to consider new construction, right? So you may have them on multiple searches. You want to make sure that subject line, every time they get that search, it's referencing what are the criteria. And then two, it helps them realize, oh, let's adjust the criteria. Where they're going to scroll down, and for buyers, the schedule is going to be ASAP. The minute I hit save, it will send Fred and the wife, I can't remember what I made her name to be, the search, and then it will email them the minute anything new comes on the market. All right, guys, that's how you do that. Once you hit save, it sends the email. Then if you go over here to my matrix on my home screen, it's going to show me who's gone and when to look at their searches. If you need to go in and change it, you can at any time by going into my matrix and contacts and then selecting that person. Here, let's go look at somebody who's recently looked at, let's say Gwen. Let's say Gwen, I want to change her auto email criteria. I can now change the criteria to modify it to fit her needs. This is a seller. This is one of Chad's clients that I'm covering for him. And sellers, I recommend the minute you talk to a listing lead, you put them on a search for their subdivision. Active pendings under contracts and closed in the last month so they can watch what's going on in the neighborhood. And then under that schedule piece, you're going to select once a week. Have it email them like every Monday morning so that they can see what's going on in the neighborhood. All right, guys, I hope that helps. That's it for buyers number 1. I'll see you on buyers number 2.